Some of you may remember a year ago when I made a video series about the lore of my Minecraft server, the Ocean SMP. Well, after almost a year of operating, that server has now come to a close. But I decided that I would give you all closure as to what happened. But I will explain that basically the reason I stopped doing those lore videos was just because people on the server were telling me to do them weekly, so I decided that I just wouldn't do it because there was so much happening in that server I didn't see it as worth it. Soon after, though, things quieted down and lore got a bit easier to catch up with. But still, I thought I'd give you all closure and give you a very brief, not in-depth at all, rundown of what happened after the last video. This will be the final video on the Ocean SMP, and sort of my thank you to everyone that played on the server over these 11 months. I really hope that you had fun, so thank you so much. After the last video, a player named Vess joined, who tried to bring some interesting story into the game, founding the Nation of Cake. However, after more people joined, who were with her and a bit more chaotic, this deteriorated relations between her and Iron Chad's nation, Sweathaven. Then, Iron Chad ran away to the mountains and made Anchoria. However, one of Vess's team members then blew up Hong Kong and most of the server. She and her gang were banned. While the exact details are not known, what is known is that Vess herself did not authorize that explosion. After, though, Broken and many others left the SMP. At some point, Red Brick also came back, the guy from the first video who basically just griefed. He was eventually given a faraway land where he stayed for the rest of the server's existence. Nyes also went and founded a new nation in what is in modern Hong Kong called Mongkok, but he called this nation New Old Sadi, or something like that. Eventually, I myself was getting sick of leading Hong Kong and decided to hold an election, but it was a tie, so I handed over my office to Zushi and left for the state of Lantau to become a normal citizen. However, the state of Lantau did not last for long. I decided to broker a deal on behalf of Waffle to get Lantau independent, and Broken was the representative of Hong Kong for that. He had came back, by the way. And in the Green Bay Accords, successfully, Lantau became the first nation in the server to be created by gaining independence from another nation. Waffle became the leader of Lantau, and I became governor of Changsha province. However, I wanted democracy in Lantau and for it to not be a strictly Islamic country. So, I started a civil war, because of course I did. And I won. Elections, however, saw Waffle get reinstated anyways, but now, the country had a cool flag and name. Don't translate that flag. At some point, a player named Canadian Bacon joined, and, at first, he burned down Uno, but was jailed until March. After that, he joined Lantau and lived in the capital. It was also around then when I stopped streaming due to issues with VODs being taken down. After this, Uno annexed more nations like Dos, New Sadi, and parts of Iron Chad's nation after he got banned. This made things a lot easier to keep track of. Meanwhile, back in Hong Kong, Zushi by all accounts was being a pretty terrible leader. The collapse of Hong Kong was basically in full swing at this point. Entire cities in the nation and around Hong Kong had basically been neglected to the point where some places were just straight up abandoned. The Uno Peace Corps, which is basically a bunch of international builders that are funded by the Uno government, attempted to stimulate the nation's capital, updating the cities and train stations. But Zushi was too inactive and couldn't play on the server, so nothing really happened. However, after Zushi did some tomfoolery, some shenanigans, and other stuff, Uno cut off support. Broken, seeing all of this, decided that when you need something done, you do it yourself, so he staged a coup and took over Hong Kong for himself. Broken was now in charge, shortly after the Anti-Zushi Party was founded. Then Zushi, the owner of the server, unironically griefed the party headquarters, which is a great look for him. Out of all of this, Uno stayed the most stable. Well, kind of. Seeing the lack of wars on the server, Pokemon decided that it would be more interesting if he just started some civil wars. So, that's indeed what happened. Uno also then fought a short war with Lantau after Waffle killed Pokemon in Uno's capital. However, Broken then stopped being a part of Hong Kong and went AFK. So, Zushi finally returned, and then went inactive again. I should probably explain this weird map thing. This is what was called the Nation of MVP, but after its leader left, Lantau was given a mandate over the land. Eventually, though, it was just decided Lantau should fully have the land because the leader never came back. Anyways, after seeing all this kind of chaos in Hong Kong, I decided to leave the nation of Lantau and return to Hong Kong. But since there were very few active people in Hong Kong, I just decided elections are a bit of an unnecessary thing in a Minecraft world, so founded the Kingdom of Hong Kong. This did not last long, though. We also started a purge once every month that only happened once. Basically, we backed up the server, and once every month, to get their griefing tendencies out, we disallowed every rule in the server, so anyone could do whatever they wanted for 24 hours. Then we reset the server by the end. Now, since we didn't actually focus on recording all this lore, I don't really remember a lot of this, but basically, Iron Chad rejoined, and started causing havoc again, and I got a bit sick of having to deal with all the drama about a Minecraft server. So, one day at school as I watched them bicker during break on my phone, I got tired of it, and texted in announcements, well, guess that's it, and left the server for good. From there on, I don't really know a lot about what happened, because this video is mostly based off my point of view, but there is one thing I should mention. Shortly after I left the server, at that point, Encoria had been split after many months, but after Iron Chad got banned originally, a treaty was signed called the Treaty of Encoria. Nations split Encoria into many, and when Iron Chad came back, this caused tensions, and the Uno part of Encoria gained independence again. Broken also had come back to Hong Kong and took it over from me and was ruling the kingdom. Encoria and Hong Kong then made an alliance, and at the same time, Waffle had left Lantau and handed it over to Uno in the Treaty of Tung Fuk. After that, rising tensions between Uno and Hong Kong led to Hong Kong declaring war on Encoria and joining. During the battle, Hong Kong and Encoria were on the ridge town at the town of Jersey, which was a small settlement on the other side of the channel from Uno. They made TNT cannons and started causing havoc to Uno. Shortly after, one of Uno's soldiers finally got across. The Uno army was split into the Navy, the Army, and the Artillery, with the Artillery making counter TNT cannons. Eventually, though, they were able to explode the TNT cannon before the TNT had launched, breaking open the Hong Kong base and winning the war. Shortly after, though, one of Uno's soldiers was caught cheating, causing them to be banned, and after that, their land was annexed. After that, Uno claimed some territory, including Port Blacksmith. But then, apparently, according to Iron Chad, because one of Uno's soldiers was cheating, that meant that Iron Chad banned everyone in Uno. This basically meant that the server died, and there wasn't really much activity. But then, one day, I was chilling in my villa in Tuscany, and I got a message from Pokemon announcing to me that the server was ending. It took a long time, but we did it, and the Ocean SMP came to an end. Thank you to all those who joined. Your participation means the world, and I had the experience that few Minecrafters have, a successful SMP. Although the last stream did have some audio issues and the last stream is also unwatchable, I stood at the spot where the house was and said once again, well, guess that's it. And to celebrate, or I guess remember the server's end, I'm gonna give you a quick slideshow of every one of the maps, and a course of time on how the nations evolved, changed, and ended.
Again, don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through, just like you always do, till the blue skies drive the dark clouds far away. So will you please say hello to the folks that I know? Tell them I won't be long. They'll be happy to know that as you saw me go, I was singing this song. We'll meet again, don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again.
Welp, it was good while it lasted.